Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're breaking down a program that's designed to solve one of the biggest, paradoxes for any entrepreneur. And that is, how do you build a business that doesn't end up trapping you inside of it? We're going to deconstruct the OptiGrowth MasterMind Programme, which calls itself a blueprint for real entrepreneurial freedom. So the whole program really kicks off with this one question, and it gets right to the heart of the matter for so many founders. Are you stuck in your business? I mean, it's such a common feeling, right? You get to a point where you're so essential to the daily grind that the business just, it literally can't grow without you being there, calling all the shots. And you know what? There's actually a name for this. It's called the owner's trap, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's this massive gap that separates you from being able to truly scale. See, this dependency on you, the owner, it's not just about limiting your personal freedom. It's actively stopping your business from becoming a real, valuable asset. Okay, so let's dig into this idea of the owner's trap. What's really wild is that this isn't some rare problem. It's apparently the single most common roadblock that business owners say they're up against. So here's the official definition. It's basically a state where the business is just completely, perpetually dependent on the owner showing up every single day. And what happens? Well, it makes it pretty much impossible to scale up or for the business to ever function on its own. You've probably heard this before, but it's that classic trap of working in your business instead of on your business. And solving that is the entire reason this OptiGrowth program exists. All right, so a blueprint for freedom. What's the way out of this trap? Well, the program pitches itself as this comprehensive 12-month virtual accelerator. And the key thing here is we're not talking about small fixes. The whole point is a complete structural transformation of your business from the ground up. And I think this quote from someone who went through it really nails it. The goal is to save you from that owner's trap and, get this, turn your company into a sellable business. Now, here's the really brilliant part. Even if you have zero plans to ever sell, think about what sellable actually means. A business that's sellable is one that's a truly independent, valuable asset, not just a super high-stress job that you accidentally created for yourself. Okay, let's talk about the how. How do they actually pull this off? Well, at the very core of this whole program is their proprietary system, and they call it the Freedom Methodology. And what's really cool is how they've structured this. The Freedom Methodology is built on three really distinct pillars: control, freedom, and growth. And the order is absolutely critical. It's a step-by-step path to autonomy, and it all starts with building a super solid foundation. So that first pillar, the foundation, is what they call control. And this is all about one thing: eliminating the chaos. It means putting in place robust, standardized, and independent systems. We're talking about making real, sometimes tough, organizational changes. Because let's be honest, without that control, trying to grow is just like building a house on sand. Okay, so once you've established that control, only then can you move on to the second pillar, freedom. And this is really the dream state, right? This is where your business operates profitably and sustainably without you having to be there every single day. That's the real proof that you're no longer the bottleneck in your own company. And this is where the logic of the whole system just clicks into place. It's only after you've achieved control and you've secured your freedom that the business is truly ready for that third and final pillar, growth. Because now, with that solid structure underneath everything, your business is finally primed for rapid, truly scalable expansion. Now, this isn't just some feel-good philosophical change. No, they attach a hard number to this, a really big one, actually. The program's goal is to boost your business's market value by over 70%. That's a huge promise. So, the 12-month transformation. How does this all actually play out in the real world? Well, it's structured as a year-long journey. Definitely a marathon, not a sprint. And here's a quick look at the timeline. So you kick things off in month 1 with a deep dive business health assessment, basically figuring out exactly where you stand. Then, by about month 5, you're focused on tightening up all the fiscal controls. Fast forward to month 9, and it's all about people and getting the right functional structures in place. And then it all comes together in month 12, where you figure out your business's true sellability. What is the actual independent value of this asset you've spent all year building? So to make all this happen, you get a ton of resources. You've got monthly deep dive workshops and even one-on-one advisory sessions for that direct learning. Then they give you the practical stuff like proprietary templates and guidelines, so you're not starting from scratch. And maybe most importantly, you get the support system. access to a network of peers who are going through the same thing, plus tools to keep you accountable and make sure you're actually implementing what you learn. Okay, rules for high performance. Now, this part is pretty interesting. To make sure the group stays high caliber and everyone gets their money's worth, the program doesn't just have, suggestions. It operates under a really strict set of rules. Yeah, the program is super clear about this. They say the guidelines are a feature, not a bug. The whole point is to protect the integrity of the program and, maybe more importantly, the return on investment for every single person in the room. They basically frame it as a mandatory agreement you make to keep the environment focused and high performance. And these aren't vague rules either. They're super specific. Punctuality isn't just encouraged, it's mandatory. There's a strict no recording or screenshots policy, which obviously encourages people to share openly. You have to come to every session prepared with one challenge you're facing and one recent win. And this is a big one. You have to actually implement what you discuss and report back. It's all built around this core idea of accountability. And really, the foundation of all those rules is this one non-negotiable principle. What's shared here stays here. And that makes total sense, right? I mean, for a group of business owners to feel safe enough to openly talk about their real challenges, that level of trust has to be absolute. And they actually have teeth to back this up. They don't just hope everyone follows the rules. There's a clear 3-step process if someone's behavior is threatening the quality of the program for everyone else. It starts with a simple reminder or some coaching. If that doesn't work, it escalates to a formal warning. And step 3 is removal from the program and all the groups. So yeah, they are not messing around when it comes to protecting that environment. So when you step back and look at the whole thing, the freedom methodology, that 12-month structure, and even those super strict rules, you can see how it's all designed for one single purpose. It's to give you control of your business, which is what enables the freedom, which is what finally lets you grow. It's about taking you from being that trapped operator to becoming the true owner of a scalable, protected, and totally independent asset. And all of this really brings us to the final, and I think most powerful question the program leaves you with. What would you do with a business that could run completely without you? Because when you think about it, achieving that state of freedom, it's not just about unlocking more financial value. It's about securing the future, the legacy of your business. And maybe most importantly, it's about reclaiming your own time. Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.